Hi everyone, Jeremy here from DaVinci Studio, and today I'm going to show you how to use some pointers in DaVinci Resolve. Those assets are part of our free starter pack, which is a complete toolkit we've built for DaVinci Resolve. In this video, we'll cover when to use them, how they work, and how to make them fit your project perfectly. You can download it for free with the link in the description below. So if you're ready, let's jump in. You can download the pack with the link in the description below. Just enter your email and we'll send the pack directly to your inbox. After downloading your pack, you'll get a zip file. Double-click on the zip file to unzip it, which will give you a folder. In that folder, you'll find a couple of things: the installation instruction, the license, the TRFX file for DaVinci Resolve, and the font used to create the assets. Start by installing the fonts. Without them, DaVinci Resolve will not know which font to use, which can result in a black screen when you drag your title onto the timeline. To install the font, simply go to the font folder. If you're on Mac, just select all the font and double-click on them. This will open a window asking if you want to install the font. Select Install. If you're on Windows, same thing. Just select all the fonts and then right-click and select Install. Alternatively, you can drag or copy and paste the font directly into your computer fonts folder. Once the fonts are installed, double-click on the TRFX file to install the pack. This process is the same for both Mac and Windows. This will open DaVinci Resolve, if not already, and prompt open a window asking if you want to install the pack. Select Install. Once in DaVinci Resolve, you can go over to your effect library, titles, DaVinci Studio, and then here you will have the free starter pack 2.0, and there is a section called pointers. You have 9 different pointers that you can choose from, and you can just take them and drag them directly here in the timeline. You can then extend it to the length that you want, and then in the inspector you have a bunch of control that you can adjust. You have control over the animation in and the animation out. You have control over the style of that animation. So right now by default the animation is 1 second, but if we want to have that happening faster, we could do half a second instead, and now the animation will be a lot faster. As mentioned, you can also adjust the style. So right now, for example, we have a global scaling animation, but we could have only the height, for example, or we could have only the width. Also, you can select none and you will have no animation in, and it will simply just be a static pointer. You can adjust the overall size and position, adjust the rectangle shape and look. Right now, we could, for example, reduce the border level. We could adjust also the solid level if we want to have it being more transparent and just have a slight tint, or increase it to be a solid. We can also adjust the soft edge of that pointer. We have control over the corner radius as well, and the border width. At any moment, if you want to reset the parameter, you can just double click on it and it will reset it to the default value. Then here in the color, we can choose the tint of the fill and the tint of the outline. So for example, here we could go for purple, and we can select purple for both of them. Or if you want to have the fill, for example, let's say being gray, that way it's a bit more neutral in terms of the coloring. You could do that also by adjusting them separately like I just showed you. Once you're happy with the style of your pointer, you can then adjust the overall width and height to just highlight whatever you want on screen. So here, I'm gonna then reposition it to show this screen, and now we pretty much have our pointer animation. For the next one, we have a highlight. So that's probably just going to be a better use, let's say, of the text. If you were to use, for example, here, one of our quote title, we could just bring that in. And then if you want to highlight only a specific sentence, you could then have that pointer right above it. Let's move that on top of a sentence. I'm going to readjust the overall position. We can reduce the length, so it covers only that specific sentence, and then reduce the size a little bit and readjust the position. And now basically you can have a quote animation and then having that highlight happening. You can obviously also change and customize that line. You can adjust the soft edge, you can adjust the level as well, and the border width. So for example, if you want to fine tune here a little bit because you want more spacing between each of the line, you can do that right here with the border width. Then for the next one, we'll get that circling title. Same thing here. We can readjust the overall size and position. We can adjust also the timing of that animation, and then here the look of the line. So you can reduce again the opacity of that line. You can adjust the soft edge of the line and the border width. So you can have it thinner, or you can have it being bulky to the point where it's making kind of one single line. Then pointer number 4 is quite interesting because it's going to darken the entirety of your footage except what is in the circle. So we can adjust the circle to, let's say, highlight one of those frames. We could just reduce the overall scale and then bring that on all frame. And now as the pointer gonna come in, as you can see, the rest of the frame is being darkened. We can choose to have that being brighter or even darker by increasing it. So that can be a great way to highlight something specific and drive most of the focus on a specific element by excluding everything else. Then we have number 5 and number 6, which are line pointers. They are pretty straightforward. Same thing as I've just showed you. You can control the overall line. Here, for example, in this one, we can have either a single line or a double line. Though this one is a bit older, so it doesn't have the same kind of animation control. We've made that asset maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, I think. Then pointer number 7 is a simple rectangle. Same thing, is a bit older, it's lacking animation functionality, but we thought it will still be helpful. It's pretty straightforward to use. You can just like here, adjust the height and width, and same thing, you will be able to basically point at whatever you want on screen. Then number 8 is a cursor animation. So here you will have that cursor coming on screen, making a click, and then disappearing from the screen. You can choose a couple of things with that. You have an arrow, hand, and a second arrow. And then finally, number 9, we have that circle with a continuous animation. So throughout the entirety of the title, you will have that spinning thing going on. Right now it's white, so I could change the color to, let's say, red. We can then adjust the overall position and bring it, let's say, above that frame. And now we'll have, that continuous animation pointing at that frame. And that's pretty much it. That's how you can use those pointers inside of DaVinci Resolve. I hope this video was helpful. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me know in a comment what kind of video you'd like to see next, and I'll see you in the next one. If you need motion graphic assets for DaVinci Resolve, we have over 50 carefully crafted packs available on our website, including transitions, effects, and titles built specifically for DaVinci Resolve. You can get started now, completely free, by downloading our starter pack that contains over 300 assets. Get it with the link in the description below or directly on our website at videoeditorstudio.com.